Making the shift from going to school full-time to joining the workforce may seem a bit overwhelming at first. Don't worry. We're here to help you get ready for the next step. Salary is a major consideration in many job searches. Here are some guidelines for how you can negotiate a salary that aligns with your goals. The first step in negotiating a salary is knowing your range. Use online resources like LinkedIn to compare the average salaries for similar positions. Then, write down a number you're comfortable making based on expenses like rent, bills, and any possible loan repayments. Make sure to ask hiring managers about the job salary range. If they don't have an answer, at least now you can tell them what you're looking for. Negotiating can feel a little uncomfortable. Don't be afraid to ask for what you want. After all, not every offer is negotiable, so take advantage of yours is. If you ever find yourself with competing job offers, make sure you don't just compare the salaries, but also the benefits packages. Benefits packages typically include insurance, retirement funds, paid time off, and a variety of other perks. Let's look into how each of these work. Health insurance is the most common benefit employers offer, and you can typically select from several policies, most of which are HMOs and PPOs. Health maintenance organizations, commonly referred to as HMOs, often cost less, but only offer access to healthcare professionals within a specific network. Preferred provider organizations, or PPOs, on the other hand, may cost more, but offer flexibility with access to a wider network of providers. In addition to health insurance, companies often offer dental and vision benefits, short-term and long-term disability, life insurance, and even travel insurance for when you're on the road for work. It may seem far off, but it's never too early to start saving for retirement. If you start early, the small percentages you save could grow exponentially by the time you retire. Think of it as paying your future self. Organizations support their employees' retirement funds in a variety of ways. The most common option is a 401k, which allows you to make tax-deferred contributions to your retirement savings from each paycheck. Many employers will match a percentage of what you contribute. 403bs work in a similar way, but are typically reserved for nonprofit organizations. Let's say you earn $60,000 a year and your employer will match up to 3% of your salary. If you save 3% on your own, $1,800, your employer will do the same, giving you $3,600 toward your retirement fund for the year. In other words, your employer is basically giving you free money because it values the job you do. You can access that money before retirement, but doing so before retirement age usually includes withdrawal fees and a need to pay taxes on the amount withdrawn. Keep in mind that many companies offer these funds on something called a vesting schedule. For example, if your employer's contributions don't become fully vested for 3 years, you could need to stay in that same job for 3 years before you gain full ownership of them. But your personal contributions will always be fully vested. Some companies also provide stock options to their employees. This is especially common in startups that expect to see the value of their stock rise over time. To make sure that employees have a stable work-life balance, most organizations offer paid time off in the form of vacation, personal, bereavement, and sick days. These can be used to address any last-minute emergencies or allow you to visit family, get over the flu, or just take time to rest. You want to make sure that you have enough of these to enjoy personal time and maintain a healthy work-life balance. Telecommuting is also a good way to find that balance. Be sure to ask your prospective employer if flexible work options are offered. Another important thing to consider is the workplace environment and culture. Are you a good match? Sure, the fitness centers, state-of-the-art cafeterias, and on-site hair salons are nice, but how does the company operate? How will you fit into the organization? Make sure you ask the right questions. When conducting your research, be sure to evaluate important things like the culture, values, and goals of the organization to make sure they align with your own. Reaching out to UChicago alumni within the organization may be a great resource for this. Outside of what we've discussed, there are even more benefits that can make job offers more enticing. For example, performance and signing incentives, tuition reimbursement or student loan repayment, and access to a company car are all possibilities depending on the industry. There may also be family benefits on the table, like extended maternity leave, adoption assistance, and daycare services. Hopefully, we've answered your questions, and maybe even some you didn't know you had. Best wishes for continued success after graduation. As you complete your final year at UChicago, we have a number of resources to best support your transition from student to alum. Should you have any questions or need support, feel free to reach out to the College, Office of Career Advancement, or the Career Resources staff from the Alumni Association.